Well, hello there. I found this big box out in the garage. Perfect for a car.
Oh, cool. My old car was getting a bit wobbly.
So we'll make you a new one. But first, we'll make a work drawing. Close up and glue the cardboard flaps before you start working on the box. Now, let's draw. Picture a car that looks a bit like a box. Only it's angled at both ends and a bit squarer than a normal car. Like this. It's easy to draw all the parts you need and make it look almost like a proper car. We start by cutting away a triangle in each corner. Use a pencil and a ruler to draw a triangle on one of the sides. Then flip the box, measure, and draw an identical triangle on the other side. Get rid of the pieces with an X on them. On the other end, draw a small triangle and another one on the other side. This is how the lines should look. Now, find a grown-up who can help you with the cutting. First, cut out and remove the triangles on each side. Then pop some glue along these edges and cut along these lines so you can fold and stick the cardboard down. Pop on a bit more glue, then fold down from the top. This is how it should look like when it's all glued together. Now we are ready to... draw! Then we draw on all the details all over the car. First, the front bits. Draw a windscreen on the front. It's good to get this done first. Then we draw the grill on. No, it's not the kind you cook with. It's a car, okay? Next, carry on with the headlights, which stretch around the sides of the box. You see? A bit 3D. Now for the bumper and license plate. They also stretch around the sides. Of course, every car needs a driver. I've drawn my cute little friend Doodle here. He's an excellent driver, especially when he has a rear view mirror. Let's move on to the sides of the car. First, some big windows. Wing mirrors. Door handles. And of course, wheels with hubcaps. Very important. Now, draw lines for the wheel arches and for underneath the car. And do the same again on the other side. On the back of the car, we'll need a window, a bumper, another license plate. And check this out! Doodle brought his dog along for the ride. Now we are ready to go over the pencil lines with a thick marker pen. This makes the lines clear and strong and easier to see when painting. Let's have a look. Oh yeah! Ho, 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 ho. It's beginning to look cool.
Paint! Let's give it a fresh, bright colour, like lemony yellow.
Good idea, Box. Yes, lemony yellow will look good. It gives the car a clean, fresh look, like, well, a lemon. If the first coat of paint doesn't cover the car well enough, wait until it's dried and paint one more coat. I'll mix up a light blue color now to paint the window around Doodle. Then a bit of white for the headlights and the grille. Now some pink for Doodle's head. I'm just doing the front for now to show you how to do it. The rest you can do later. Take your time and do a good job. Finally, a spot of orange on the license plate. And black for the bumper. Here's a fully painted car. Wow! It's fantastic, right? It's hard to believe that this was just a boring old cardboard box a few minutes ago. Let's go over the lines again with your thick marker pen. This brings out the details and the contrast between the colors. You can also use a thin brush with black paint. Ah, gorgeous!
Cut!
Now we need to open up the car so that we can get in. First, cut a hole on the top to make a sunroof. Then cut around the door, but leave one edge so that the door doesn't fall off. The side mirrors can also be cut out. Now let's fold the parts out. First the mirrors. Then the door. We're almost ready to go for a drive now. We just need a seat. And we're all set. How cool is this? Let's watch it again. First, draw these triangles and shape the box from a boring brick shape to a cool car shape. Then, draw on everything needed to make the car look like a proper car. First with the pencil and then with the marker pen. Next, paint the car with bright colors. And go over the lines again with a marker pen. Finally, cut and fold these parts. Make a sunroof and add a seat. You can also add a caravan to your car and go on holiday. Paint and draw a box like a camper and glue a hitch on. TV antenna. Open the door. Back the car up and go for a road trip. Okay, box. Do you have any more ideas for us?
Sure! You can use the same techniques to make other cars, such as this sporty sports car. This tough pickup truck. Or how about this cute little electric car? Sorted! Simple!
There. Hey, Box, do you want to try to drive the car?
Sure!
All right. Door. In you go. There. Don't forget to strap up, huh? There. There are thousands of ways you can box yourself. Just use your imagination. Bye.
tractor!
Hey, old cardboard fans. Now we're gonna make something big. A tractor.
A tractor? I have always wanted my own tractor, ever since I was a little box.
So have I. And now we're gonna make one. But first, let's make a work drawing. Close up the box and glue down the flaps before we start. Now we can draw. Imagine a box transforming into a tractor. To do this, we'll need an exhaust pipe, wing mirrors, windows, wheels, a radiator grill, and we've got ourselves a tractor. We start with drawing the guidelines for cutting the box. Grab a ruler and measure up a rectangle on each side to cut out. Do one side first, then an identical one on the other side. Nice and easy. Now we are ready to
cut!
Get a grown-up help you cut along these red lines to remove the rectangles. Cut away another strip here, so you can fold down and glue these two flaps. Here's one I already cut, glued and taped up along the edges. It's really good and strong.
Draw!
Then we draw on all the tractor bits. Start with the windscreen on front of the box. It's good to get that done first. Continue with two headlights and a radiator grill between them. Under the grill, draw the front bumper. Then two front wheels, mostly on the side, but a little bit on the front too. Draw a wheel arch around the wheel. The back wheels are huge, and they also go round to the back of the tractor. Otherwise, they're just like the front wheels. They also need a nice wheel arch. Now, draw a large door with a big window. And do it all again on the other side of the tractor. The back of the tractor has a window at the top and two rear lights. Now, grab a thick marker pen and go over all the pencil lines to make them bold and ready for painting later. Finally, draw some extra details, like treads on the tires, ridges on the grille. And the tractor is ready for the next stage.
Add!
Then we need to prepare the parts and open up the tractor so that we can climb in. But first, we prepare the parts. First, draw two wing mirrors, one for each side. Then a fog light for the roof. We also need a strip of cardboard for the tow bar at the back. Grab your marker pen and go over all the pencil lines. This is how they should look when you've cut them out. Now, tape 3 toilet rolls together to make an exhaust pipe. Use plenty of sticky tape to make it strong. At the end of the exhaust pipe, cut some 1 centimeter notches. Fold them out like a fan and push down. Now, let's finish that tow bar. Put a bit of glue halfway along the cardboard strip and stick on the toilet roll. Right, let's clear up and get the tractor out again. It's time to glue on all the parts. Wing mirrors first. Make some glue flaps with a ruler to get nice straight edges. A little dab of glue. And stick the mirrors on, one on each side. Next, stick the fog light onto the roof. Now spread some glue onto the exhaust pipe and stick it standing up on the bonnet, out to one side. It needs some sticky tape to hold it in place until the glue dries. Now for the tow bar. Bend it a bit like this, so it pokes out from the body of the tractor. It should also fit between the rear wheels, like this. Again, use some sticky tape to hold it on while the glue dries.
Imagine that! My own tractor! Paint!
And then we can paint it up in any color we wish. I'm not sure what you think, but I think bright red will make this tractor look awesome. Since the tractor is so big, you should definitely use a thick and wide brush. However, around some of the details, you should switch to a smaller brush. When that's done, mix some white and blue to get a nice light color and use that for the windows. Continue with some yellow on the headlights. Black for the bumpers. And dark gray for the tires. Right, let's swap this tractor for one with dry paint. Look at it, isn't it great? At this stage, I often go over the lines again with a marker or a thin brush. It really makes the details stand out. Finally, the windows should shine. For that, use some white paint and paint some lines across like this.
Cut!
Get a grown-up to help you cut around the roof on 3 sides and fold it down inside the tractor. Then cut around the door and fold it out. Folding the roof in will support the tractor. The door should open outwards. It's hard to believe that this was just an old cardboard box a few minutes ago.
Oh, I can't wait to take it for a spin on my cardboard farm.
Let's watch it one more time. First, draw and cut out 2 rectangles on each side of the box. Then glue the flaps and tape the seams. Draw the tractor on the box, first with a pencil, then with a marker pen. Next, make it glue all the parts. Paint the tractor with bright red or whatever colors you want. Finally, cut the roof and fold it in. And fold out the door. You can also turn your tractor into a grocery shop. Cut out and remove the door and windscreen completely. Then add another box on the side and build an awning. Add a billboard and sell some groceries. Box, help me out here. Got any more ideas?
Sure thing, Eystein! You can use the same methods to make other big machines, such as this beefy bulldozer, this fabulous forklift, or this fancy engine. Did it! I'm good at this.
There. Hey, Box, do you want to try to drive the tractor?
Sure.
Okay. Door. There. Can you see properly? All right. There are thousands of ways you can box yourself. Just use your imagination. Bye. Yoo-hoo! Look what I got. 2 milk cartons. Party time! Now we can make a really fast boat. A catamaran.
Woohoo! What's a catamaran?
But first, let's make a work drawing. Picture a milk carton glued on top of a piece of cardboard. 2 milk cartons glued underneath, 1 on each side. Finally, a fan engine on top. First, we need to close up the cartons with a bit of glue so that they're waterproof. Place 2 cartons side by side and make a piece of cardboard with a curve at one end for the deck. Squirt some glue along the top of the cartons. Glue the cardboard on and push down gently. Turn the whole thing over to check that they are in the right place. Turn it back over and glue on the 3rd carton. Right in the middle. With its back end poking out from the rest of the boat. fully formed catamaran. And you know what? It looks pretty cool.
Oh, I get it. A catamaran is a boat with 2 hulls.
Exactly. That's what makes it fast.
Paint!
Let's paint it up. I start with pure clean white. We're going to paint the whole thing white, every inch. Make sure the glue is dry before you start painting. Otherwise, the cartons might shift around a bit. I'm using water-based acrylic paint. It makes everything more sturdy and water-resistant. You'll realize that most of them are white. This is for a good reason. It makes them stand out against the dark water, so other boats can see them. Right, let's swap this boat for another dry, fully painted one. This is how it should look before you start painting the details. Let's mix a nice blue color by adding some white to the blue paint. First, paint a line along the outside of the boat deck. You can choose whatever patterns and decorations you want on your own boat. But my tip is that you start with a clean, crisp white base. Now, paint 2 more lines on the sides of the deck. And let's add some windows. 2 in front, so the captain and his first mate can see where they're going. And then windows all along the sides for the passengers. One more line below the windows. And you can switch to red. The warm red complements the blue. And it looks really bright and fresh against the lines and the windows on the boat. And the deep blue ocean. Or the lake. Or the water in your bathtub. I'll swap this boat for a dry one. All ready for the next step.
Add!
And now we are going to add the motor. Oh yes, it's going to have a motor. So this is what it looks like. A small, cheap, handheld fan you can find in most hardware stores. I've cut a small hatch on the back of the carton that I'll push down. Let's see if the motor fits in. Yes, that works, but it's going in a bit too far. We need it a little higher up, so I'm going to make a small platform. To do that, get a strip of cardboard, fold it into a square, and stick it together with tape. Attach it to the engine. And stick it in. height. I think it's ready for a spin on the water.
Yes! I want to come!
How cool is this now? All right, we'll see it one more time. First, glue 2 cartons to a cardboard deck. Then, glue another carton on top. Next, paint the whole thing white. Then decorate it with lines, windows and other details. In blue and red. Finally, get the motor, cut the hatch, make a platform, and pop the engine in place. You can also turn your catamaran into a car ferry. Lay out 6 cartons in 2 lines. Cover them with a large piece of cardboard. Glue 2 cartons on top of that, then another piece of cardboard, and finally a small carton on top. Then you can paint it and fill it with cars. Or what about a massive aircraft carrier? For that, you'll need loads of cartons, laid out in 2 parallel lines. Glue a long sheet of cardboard on top, then glue on a small box to one side, a toilet roll funnel, a super cool cardboard radar mast and aerial, then paint the whole thing in aircraft carrier colors. Hey, Box, give me some more ideas.
Oh, absolutely! You can also use the same milk cartons to make all kinds of boats, like this catamaran with a sail. This banana boat canoe. Or how about this mega-sized cruise ship?
All we need now are some passengers. There are thousands of ways you can box yourself. Just use your imagination. And we are ready to go. Whoa, 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 ah, ah.